Shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the icon that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is the brother Zayon Amath from the GMS Detroit Black Camp. And this video is going to be going into the Son of Perdition, all right, which is basically a so-called white man today, who is known as Esau Edom in the Holy Bible. All right, he's basically set up as the antagonist, all right, in the Most High's movie, all right, that we call Life. All right, the protagonist being, all right, the so-called Negroes, Blacks, and Native Americans, all right, who are basically descendants, all right, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. But again, like I say, I'm going in on the Son of Perdition right now, all right, so-called white man. And this is going to be a little history dealing with the atomic bomb, all right, that was used, all right, on Hiroshima, or some people say Hiroshima, however, all right, and Nagasaki, all right, Japan, all right, by headed by the president at the time of World War II, who was Harry S. Truman. All right, and this is called The Decision, which this is from the NPS.gov, all right, National Park System.gov, all right, and just a little history, all right, showing just the mind of the so-called white man, all right, that like, right, of all people that could have done that act like this, all right, who else would it be but the so-called white man, all right? Because he's a destroyer of the earth. You know, he has no account, or he takes no account for life, all right? Not even his own, you know. But so I must say, you know, like I say, he doesn't take any account of life, so he damn well ain't gonna have any remorse, all right, against you so-called Negroes, Blacks, and Native Americans, all right. But anyhow, it's saying The Decision, all right, by August. Just reading through here, it says, and by the way, this image on the screen, it's saying it's an aerial view of Hiroshima. It depicts the terrific destructive force of the atomic bomb. And maybe after this, I'm gonna get some before photos of what Hiroshima looked like before the bomb was, dropped on them, because even myself, right, unless you do the research, it don't even come to mind like what Hiroshima looked like, or, before this event. Like, it's just Hiroshima is just known for basically just it's basically a desert land now, it's no life there, all right, and that's all due, all right, to the acts of the so-called white man. You can't even like vision this place even being a city of populace of people, buying and selling, and or living, in this place with this with what this white man done laid down, right? Anyway, it says by August 1945, Japan had lost World War II. Japan and the United States both knew it. How long would it be, however, before Japan surrendered? Japan was split between surrender or fighting to the end. They chose to fight. It says, in mid-July, President Harry S. Truman was notified of the successful test of the atomic bomb that he called the most terrible bomb in the history of the world. Okay? Thousands of hours of research and development, as well as billions of dollars, had been contributed to its production. This was no theoretical research project. It was created to destroy and kill on a massive scale. All right? That's the whole intent when this was created, right? And like any weapon, any form of weaponry, right? It's not made to collect dust and sit in a museum on a shelf somewhere. All right, these things are made to be put in use. All right, all right. It's no different from planes and fighter jets and AR-15s and all that. Any type of military weaponry. All right, is gonna be used in warfare. Period. Point blank. All right. Um, it says, let's see. This was no theory. Yo, okay, Salakia. It says, as president, it was Harry Truman's decision if the weapon would be used with the goal to end the war. Okay. See, it is an awful responsibility that has come to us, the president wrote. President Truman had four options: continue conventional bombing of Japanese cities. All right. 2, invade Japan. 3, demonstrate the bomb on an unpopulated island. Or 4, drop the bomb on an inhabited Japanese city. I checked it out. He had options, right? He could have did anything else, right? Well, why not choose 3? Let's do a test run, right? He could have just continued to do that. Which, as I'm saying, I believe there are. Don't quote me on this, but I believe there may be some footage of them doing, test runs of dropping the bomb. I forget, but either way, right? This man chose to know, hey, as you may know now, right? He dropped the bomb on the whole damn city. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he dropped the second bomb, right? As if the first wasn't enough, right? You saw the damage that it could cause in this white man, all right? It don't matter what president was in office at that time, all right? It's all through the Spirit of the Lord ultimately to show you the traits of the devil, right? The characteristics of the devil and how they think. And like I say, they have no regard of life. And like I say, right, they dropped the first one. They saw the damage, all right, that it caused, and to add injury to insult, let's drop another one, So, hey, if that's not a devil for you, I don't know what is, right? Let's see. Let's read through some of this here. I'm gonna put this link in the description box. So basically, it's just going through, the options. I just want to get to the point here. Because at heart, Esau really is a coward. You know what I'm saying? And he has nothing really to turn to but the blessing that was given him, which that's also signifies another. That's how we know that the white man's Esau Edom. That's how we know that he's the devil, because when you read the scriptures, right, going back to Genesis 25th chapter, right, his blessing, or actually the 27th chapter, concerning his blessing, right, he was blessed with the sword, all right, by his father Isaac, right. That's the blessing that was given him. So because of that, that's what he turns to, all right, all throughout history, all right. That's what he has faith in, right? Let's see. Let's get down here. Okay, yeah, going to option 4, it said use of the atomic bomb on a populated area. It said Truman and his advisors concluded that only bombing a city will make an adequate impression. Any advance warning to evacuate a city would endanger the bomber crews. The Japanese would be forewarned in an attempt to shoot them down. The target cities were carefully chosen. First, it had to be a city that had suffered little damage from conventional bombing, so it couldn't be argued that the damage came from anything other than an atomic bomb. So this is Esau trying to flex and show his power, right, through the sword, right. And you can if you're reading this, you can sense the pride, all right, in his actions. All right, it says, second, it must be a city primarily devoted to military production. This was complicated, however, because in Japan, workers' homes were intermingled with factories so that it was impossible to find a target that was exclusively military. Finally, Truman stipulated it should not be a city of traditional cultural significance to Japan, such as Kyoto. Truman did not seek to destroy Japanese culture or people. The goal was to destroy Japan's ability to make war. So on the morning of August 6, 1945, the American B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, dropped the world's first atom bomb over the city of Hiroshima. Okay? All right, so reading on, it says, what happened in Japan that day? Let's see. It said the temperature near the blast site reached 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. Yeah, I just want to hit a few more points here. Like I said, you can read this, in your own spare time when I put this link through. Let's see. I read down. It says, one eyewitness at Hiroshima recalled, I climbed Hikayama Hill and looked down. I saw that Hiroshima had disappeared. I was shocked by the sight. Of course, I saw many dreadful scenes after that, but that experience looking down and finding nothing left of Hiroshima was so shocking that I simply can't express what I felt. Hiroshima didn't exist. That was mainly what I saw. Hiroshima just didn't exist. Right? And when you look at the after photos, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like I said at the beginning of the video, like, you can't even imagine what the place looked like prior to that. You would think, like, it always looked that way, but it actually was, a city of populace, right? It said approximately 80,000 people were killed as a direct result of the blast, and another 35,000 were injured. At least another 60,000 would be dead by the end of the year from the effects of the atomic fallout. And these numbers, knowing Esau could be fluff, probably the casualties could have been, far more. Nonetheless, all right, this devil, all right, is the one that was behind this, all right? It wasn't no other nation. It's the point, right? Let's see. I want to get this too. It says, aftermath. 1 week later, on August 14th, 1945, after the second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, the Japanese surrendered. World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history, with between 50 and 85 million fatalities, was finally over. So, hey, that's crazy. Let's see what this say here. Check some of this. I said, what did Harry Truman have to say about his decision to use the atomic bomb? At the time, President seemed conflicted over his decision. The day after Hiroshima bomb was dropped, Truman received a telegram from Senator Richard B. Russell of Georgia encouraging the president to use as many atomic bombs as possible on Japan. Claimed the American people believe that we should continue to strike the Japanese until they are brought groveling to their knees. Truman responded, I know that Japan is a terribly cruel and uncivilized nation in warfare, but I can't bring myself to believe that because they are a beast, we should ourselves act in the same manner. When in fact, Esau, the so-called white man, he's the beast. He's the basis of men, as the scriptures say. But he always got the nerve, right, to name to name any other nation outside of him as being savage, as being, beast, as being low, you know what I'm saying, as he's done, so-called Native Americans, right, hence the name, Indians, right, which basically means savage, right, or he tends for it to mean savage, you know what I'm saying, when the whole time, all right, the so-called white man were the savages and are still the savages, right? Just because they wear a nice suit, they can shave their hair off their back and, have a smooth baby face with the slick back hair, don't make him a saint, right? Don't make him pure, right? He's a devil, all right? A deceiver, all right? It says, for myself, I certainly regret the necessity of wiping out whole populations because of the pig-headedness of the leaders of a nation. And for your information, I'm not going to do it unless absolutely necessary. Right, which we went through the options. He had options that he could have turned to, right? But ultimately, hey, they spent the money, all right, and research and time, right, into creating this thing. Like I said, they for damn well was going to use it, right? It says on August 9th, the day the Nagasaki bomb was dropped, Truman received a telegram from Samuel McCree, convert, a Protestant clergyman who pleaded with the president to stop the bomb before any further devastation by atomic bomb is visited upon Japan's people. 2 days later, Truman replied, "The only language they seem to understand is the one we have been using to bombard them. When you have to deal with a beast, you have to treat him as a beast." So that, looking back, President Truman never shirked personal responsibility for his decision. Of course, Esau always deflects, but neither did he apologize. Check now. That's the and, I got something for that, right? Okay, he said he asserted that he would not use the bomb in later conflicts such as Korea. Nevertheless, given the same circumstances and choices that confronted him in Japan in 1945, he said he would do exactly the same thing, right? So, this devil, he doesn't know how to judge righteously. And let me get this for you real quick. All right, let's get some before images. And I'll also note that he said, the article said he didn't apologize, right, for what he had done. But check this out. All right, this is from the Atlantic.com. All right, Hiroshima before and after the atomic bombing. Later this month, Barack Obama will become the first U.S. president to visit Hiroshima 71 years after the United States dropped the first atomic weapon used in warfare on the city in 1945. So obviously this is a little old, right? But check how the devil moves, right? Now Barack Obama also, just for clarity, he's not of our people, he's not of our stock or race or nationality, all right? He's a Hamite, all right? We're Israelites. Okay, so this is not to show any favor, all right, to Japanese or any other nation outside of Israel. I just want to highlight, all right, the characteristics of the so-called white man, all right, and how he moves in deceit. All right, so it says later this month, Barack Obama will become the first U.S. president to visit Hiroshima, Japan, 71 years after the United States dropped the first atomic weapon used in warfare on the city in 1945, killing tens of thousands, they say, right? President Obama plans to tour the site, blah, 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 but we're reporting, let me read all this. To the tour the site with Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, but will reportedly not be offering any apologies or revisiting the decision by the U.S. to drop the bomb. On my last visit to the National Archives, I found a number of pre-war and post-war images of Hiroshima and have gathered them here and start reminder of what happened when a nuclear weapon was detonated over a densely, right, populated area. So check that out. Now, like you said, you see, look at the after photo, right? You can't even, you know, see or understand, like, oh, people used to be here, like, for real, like, wow, right? Here it just said it was detonated over a densely populated area, right? So they had a lot going on. So this is a photograph, right, of how things looked, right, before the bombing, right, which you got businesses, right, people moving about, riding bikes, you know, carrying on with life, right? It says a pre-war photograph of Hiroshima's vibrant downtown shopping district near the center of town facing the east. Only rubble and a few utility poles remain after the nuclear explosion and resulting fires. Let's see. Looking upstream on the Marayasawa Gawa toward the product exhibition hall building dome in Hiroshima before the bombing, right? The domed building was almost directly below the detonation, which occurred in mid-air about 2,000 feet above the spot. Today, much of the building remains standing and is known as the Atomic Bomb Dome or the Hiroshima Peace Memorial. All right. So just showing, it was life, right? Before so-called white man came through. Now, I'm not for certain like why the war even started, but 9 times out of 10, all right, just knowing the traits of the devil, right? That part of the earth, right? That part of the land or what have you, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say, Japan had something the so-called white man wanted, all right? Because as the scriptures say, all right, John 10:10, you come from not but to kill, steal, and destroy, all right? So that's Esau's full, MO, all right? Right? When he decides to make any decisions, all right, he's looking to gain, all right? It's something he's looking to take from you, all right? Always, all right? There's he ain't trying to offer any help, all right, without gaining something. And a lot of times it's not even help. It's just a false perception of help, all right? But he's looking, all right, to basically gather all your goods, all right, and just rob you. Just it's a stick up, right? Say area view of the densely built up area of Hiroshima along with Marayasu-gawa, looking upstream except for the very heavy masonry structures. The entire area was devastated. Ground zero of the atomic bomb was upper right in the photo. Okay. So basically after the bomb, when you look at, I thought they might have some, okay, after photos here. Right. And basically he made this place just flat, man. Desert, man. Here it says on August 6, 1945, mushroom cloud billows in the sky about 1 hour after the atomic bomb was dropped by the American B-29 bomber. All right. Yeah, what I read on this earlier. Mm-hmm. So this man truly indeed is the son of perdition, which means destruction. Right? Hey, the whole world's gonna come to find out and learn that, hey, this is the man. Right? This is the man that the scripture's been speaking of the whole time. Right? What is that? 2 Thessalonians. Let's see. Let's see. First Thessalonians. I always get that mixed up sometimes. So many scriptures, Yeah. Second Thess. Right? This is Second Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you, right? I.e., so-called white man. It's the word deceive, right? It means, or the word devil, right? Basically means to deceive, right? Right? I'm reiterating the so-called white man is the devil. He's the deceiver, right? That the Bible speaks of, right? Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except they come a falling away first, right? All right, which is going into the elect, all right, falling from their grace, falling from their culture, their heritage, all right, falling away from the Heavenly Father and His way, all right, keep as far as keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, to the best of their ability, all right. As a nation, we fell away from that, but now we're coming back into that knowledge by way of the internet, right? It says, yeah, falling away first, all right, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, so we fell off. All right, we coming back into this understanding of us being Israelites, and as we're coming back into that understanding, all right, this devil is being revealed. All right, that's why camps is popping up everywhere, brothers popping up everywhere. All right, videos out the wazoo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, we putting up videos daily. You know what I'm saying? Exposing this devil, all right, and his antics, all right, and you know, and waking up the hopeful elect. So the prophecies, all right, are coming to pass. You know, reading on, to verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Right, and he exalted himself, right, in dropping that bomb. Because, I mean, quite frankly, he doesn't have, how can I put it? Like who really has to say so on to take a man's life, right? Now, understand, yeah, this is warfare, and this, that, and the third, but, you know, this man is basically, he believes that he's God on earth. You know what I'm saying? He is God. And how do you know that? All right, just look at the images. Right, you got the 16. They call it the Sistine Chapel. Right, where you have all these images of white devils. All right, so-called Adam. All right, being painted. Well, it's Adam, but you know, you got him looking like a so-called white man. You got God looking as a so-called white man. Hey, that's him sitting in the temple of God, right? Showing to himself that he is, the Most High. All right? That's blasphemy, you know? That's blasphemy because the scriptures don't read that way. The way that they depict, all right, what God looks like, what the Israelites look like, so on and so forth, the scriptures don't say that, okay? So this man truly indeed is the devil. So, you know, that was just a little history, all right, showing the traits of the so-called white man. And basically coming into those times where a nuclear bomb, all right, or a missile, if you will, actually it's going to be used yet again in this day and time, all right? The scriptures say 200 million missiles at this point, you know, and that's basically going to be used to wipe out all of America and certain parts of the earth. America, which is known as Babylon in the scriptures, all right? This place is going to be destroyed by these missiles, all right? And it's going to be all due, all right, to the actions of the so-called white man. So because of what he did, the Lord has to judge, all right, him and America by way of missiles, all right? So that's all I want to touch on this video for today. And Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the occupants pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.